Good afternoon, Canisius High School community. It's Andy Deyell, your Vice President for Institutional Advancement, back with another episode of Conversations with Canisius, our regular web series where we check in with our alums all over the United States and see what they've been up to since their time here at 1180 Delaware. Today, I am joined by Bart Simonian from the class of 1981. Bart joins us all the way from Boston, Massachusetts, where he is an attorney. He works at Altman and Altman, and he also owns his own firm, Simonian Law. Bart, how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you, Andy. How are you?
I'm great. We're gonna catch up and talk about your journey, not only from Canisius High School to where you are today. We'll talk a little bit about your athletic career at Canisius, which was outstanding as well. And then we'll ask you for a little bit of advice as to for our young alums out there as they begin their careers in whatever field they're in. But let's go back to 1977 when you first enrolled at Canisius High School. Talk to me, it's just a few years ago, right? Tell me a little bit about how you got to Canisius High School and your time there.
Well, it was my dad that kind of brought me to Canisius and kind of made that decision for me, and it probably was, absolutely one of the best decisions that I made, or that my dad helped me make. And I can't say enough about how Canisius prepared me for my current life. Meeting people from all different neighborhoods and different walks of life. It was just an amazing experience, and it provided great preparation for the real world. I live in Boston now, and Boston has a very large student population, students here from all over the country and all over the world. I've made a lot of good friends from, I visited over 20 different countries, and I've had the pleasure of traveling and enjoying other cultures. Canisius also provided me with a great education. I think if not for Canisius, I don't think I would have attended law school. I always enjoyed athletics, but at Canisius, I truly learned the value of an education.
Who were some
playing football?
I was going to say, who were some of those maybe influential or charismatic adults in your life while you were at Canisius?
Mr. Skipper, Mr. Demmer, they really kind of looked out for us and kept us in check. It was, you don't realize how they were almost like father figures, but always kept us going in the right direction.
Sure.
But also enjoyed us, and we enjoyed them as well.
Absolutely. And so
sorry.
No,
The wrestling coach, Emery Rogers, was very special, a very special influence for me.
That's great. That's great. So you mentioned athletics a little bit earlier. You are a member of our Athletic Hall of Fame. Talk a little bit about your athletic career at Canisius High School and how that propelled you into college.
Yeah, well, playing football and wrestling, I truly learned how to be a leader. I was the captain of the football team and also the wrestling team. It also provided me with courage. And, when I graduated from Canisius, I wanted to play Division I football. And although I didn't get a scholarship coming out of Canisius, I decided to walk on at a Division I program. And my mindset was just that, if I can't play Division I football, I'm going to go and find out for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I did.
And so you ended up at the University of Houston as a walk-on, but eventually you found your way to the New England area. So talk a little bit about that, about how you ended up in New England and then your pivot into a career in law.
Yeah, well, I attended the University of Houston for my first 2 years. I walked on the football team, was outstanding, great experience. We played against Oklahoma in the Sun Bowl my freshman year. I decided to transfer to Boston University, where I played football for another 3 years. We won our conference 2 out of 3 of those years. And I graduated from the School of Management at Boston University. And after that, I decided to attend law school at the New England School of Law in Boston.
And as you reflect back on your time at Canisius, what were some of the lessons or some of the skills you developed that sort of helped you not only through your athletic career, but your law career?
Well, like I said, I truly believe I learned the value of an education at Canisius. As a young kid, I was, all about playing sports. But I believe that, like I said, that carried over, and that's what led me to go to law school. I'm admitted to the bar in Massachusetts, and I'm also admitted in New York. I've been practicing for over 20 years, and approximately 2.5 years ago, I decided to open up my law firm, and I really enjoy having my own practice.
Great. And what kind of law do you practice, Bart?
Mostly personal injury.
That's great. As you think about the young kids today, kids coming out of Canisius High School, maybe they're starting their career in college, or maybe they're graduating college now and they're starting out into the big wide world. What are 2 or 3 pieces of advice you think you would give to young people today?
Well, I would say be a good person. I think that the most important thing in life is to be a good person. Work hard and be true to yourself. Be true to yourself and find a way to do what you really enjoy.
That's great. Good advice. And what about future plans? You said you opened a law firm just 2 years ago. What do you have planned for the future? What are your future goals? Things
Yep.
where you're thinking about a few years out or even more long term?
Well, I just, I plan on just enjoying my family, my career, and I enjoy following all my favorite sports teams, Canisius being one of them. And I don't know, maybe I'll figure out a way to have my son attend Canisius.
That'd be great. All we have to do is we can open up a boarding school. Right?
That sounds good to me.
You'd be, or maybe you wouldn't be surprised by how many alums I encounter around the country that ask us when we're going to do that, so they can do just what you were saying. So last question is before we wrap up, Bart,
yep.
As you think about sort of this Ignatian men for others ethos that it gets instilled into us at Canisius High School, how do you find sort of that Ignatian spirituality or that ethos alive in your work today, or just in your person today?
Yeah, well, in my own words, I would say that, Canisius kind of provided a moral compass for life. And in my own translation, I believe it's important to be kind. I believe it's important to be grateful. I believe it's important to help other people. And I touched on it a little bit earlier, but I believe the most important thing in life is to be a good person. I think Canisius both instilled those beliefs and values and also reinforced them.
Great. Well, Bart, thank you for joining us today, giving us a little bit of a glimpse into your time at Canisius and afterwards. I wish you all the best and tons of luck, and hopefully we'll see you back at 1180 Delaware in Buffalo at some point soon.
You absolutely will. Thank you, and very best wishes to you and everyone at Canisius. Thank you.
All right, thanks. We'll talk soon.